Hello and welcome. On this live, I'm going to be showing you a technique for finding video topics, scripting them, recording them, editing them, and uploading them with a thumbnail in under an hour. And I'm recognizing some of the names in the comments over here. I recognize most of the names. Come on. The likes of Mary Lou that were with me last week. This is the topic that we were doing at Creator Camp for Ecam, and it went down really well that I thought, why don't we do this as a live out here as well? So Hank got to see it as well. Martin just missed it, and really thinking that it was too good content not to share. So is it possible to do all this within an hour? Yep, absolutely. Now I should just say that we are using a Mac, and we are going to be using Ecamm Live to be doing this. There is a link in the description for a 14-day trial if you're not on it. But I'm recognizing a lot of you, and I think most of you are already on Ecamm Live. Now, technically, you could do this without Ecamm, but the whole point of this is we're really looking at using Ecamm Live and saying, can we kind of get through this without needing to do a lot of editing and post-production and all the rest of it, enabling us to get down these really quick videos and get them up and onto your channel. Now, if you're thinking, why YouTube? I'm not going to be covering that today. I'm not going to be going into the, I'm a huge fan of YouTube, and we're dedicating another live next Wednesday to this. So check out in the channel below. In fact, we'll link to it at the end afterwards. I won't be able to do it in the actual live itself, but be sure to bookmark that. Come and join me on Wednesday, why you should be prioritizing YouTube in 2024. And then next Friday, I'm going to be talking to you about my fast track to YouTube success. So we've got a bit of momentum going, and I'm kind of a bit buzzing coming back from Creator Camp and was keen to get out here and do this. So for now, just trust me in that you need to be on YouTube. Really, yeah, an essential platform like no other. But that's next week's topic. All right. So for now, you're just going to have to trust me. But when we start getting into YouTube and, we're convinced we need to make some YouTube videos, or maybe we started a YouTube channel and we haven't done very well with it. One of the biggest frustrations and challenges is, what do we make videos about? How do you come up with ideas for your videos? In fact, you can let me know in the chat, but you're interested to know who's already got a YouTube channel. And if you have, maybe say whether it's kind of doing well or you're struggling a bit with it. Just give us a feel for where we're pitching this. But how do you come up with ideas? I want to introduce this method to you, that you're going to look for questions, right? Sounds very easy. We're going to ask our audiences. So if you've already got an audience and maybe they're on LinkedIn or Instagram, maybe it's through emails and things, or I don't know, any other place. Can you be asking your audience, or are your audience already telling you, but you're not really listening out for it? Can you be looking in Facebook groups? If you have your own Facebook group, Phil's just started. Well done, Phil. Have you got your own Facebook group where people tend to join it because they've got a question to ask you? Or are you in other groups with other folk that are very much your niche, your avatar, and are they asking groups in there that you think, oh, that's a video that I could make that naturally leads to the product and services that I provide? Are there comments on, like this on a live stream? Maybe comments and questions are going to come up. And again, it's potential topics. It's videos that I could be creating right here on YouTube. And for me, and this is really the focus of this live today, is replying to comments that are already there on my YouTube channel. And I absolutely love going down the comments, and was really encouraged when Justin Brown, Primal Video, big player and a good friend, when I saw him, that I'd made a comment on one of his videos recently, and it was him that replied to me. And I thought, right, well, if Justin's answering his own videos on his channel and he's not getting part of his team to do it, then I reckon I can do it as well. So I love this. And, me getting into the comments really keeps me in touch with what my audience are interested in. I might be creating a whole load of content, getting nothing back, or if I create some topics, some content that is actually helping people, then they're naturally going to come back with follow-up questions to that. So let me demonstrate that to you and just show you. This is my page. These are the comments that are on my page. In fact, let me, where do I go? Nope, that's the wrong one. We're just trying to zoom this in over here. The thing's locked. There we go. I'm going to do it over here. I'm getting myself confused. Right, so this is the comments on my channel. Now, you can filter this. I don't know whether you know this. We were explaining this last week that firstly, I can filter this by saying ones that I haven't responded to. So I don't want to see all the ones that I've already replied to, but I can also at the top of this screen select, I'm clicking in Ecam, contains question. And I think all it's doing is it's looking for comments that have got a question mark in. But look at this straight away. This is, it shows me over here which video it was referring to. So I know that this is somebody who's asking about this video from the Sony ZV-10. And they're saying, thank you, question, can you stream 60 frames per second through HDMI? Well, I could make a video back. I know I could answer it back simply with a question, but maybe I think, okay, maybe we could create a video talking about the limitations of streaming over HDMI or connecting a camera over HDMI. What's the next one down? Just bought the MV7, downloaded the app won't open, just sits there, says loading, any suggestions? Again, that's a little bit hard to try and come back with, but maybe I can do a quick recording and make a video. How happy is James going to be when I make him a customized video back as a reply? Again, it's coming off the same video, isn't it? ZV-10, ZV-1 this time. So you can stream in 4K on Twitch with the HDMI on ZV-1. So being asked, I don't necessarily need to get as niche as being on Twitch, but I could make a video, couldn't I, saying, can you stream in 4K with HDMI from Sony ZV-1 or something like that? So a lot of questions coming in here. These were ones still sitting in from, I particularly liked Mark's one down here that as an example, really, that Mark's come back. This was me talking about Ecam and what are scenes. Thank you for this super helpful tutorial. May I ask a question? Looks as though you were able to run Keynote in presentation mode and advance the few slides, even though Keynote wasn't the focus or active app. Look at this bit. I've been tearing my hair out trying to make this work, but I only seem able to advance slides if Keynote is the focus app, which means I can't drive Ecam. So I love this. You know, is it possible? Best regards. You know, others in here saying similar kind of things. You know, I'd really appreciate if you could come back. I just think this is absolutely full of content here and ideas for me to make videos on. And when you just get a sense of the passion, this isn't just me going, let's ask ChatGPT what questions somebody might be asking. These are real people that are genuinely going, I'm pulling my hair out. You know, I don't know if you comment very much when you've watched a video. I don't tend to. But I get that kind of, you know, if I'm going, you've almost helped me, but you haven't quite helped me get there yet. You know, I might put a question in and it doesn't seem to do this for me, or I'm struggling to do that. And I think if we can serve these people and help them out with, you know, that won't take me many minutes to come back with a video and explaining how to do that. But I couldn't do it in a text comment back to them. But it'd be quite easy for me to do a screen recording and come up with a solution and a way to do it. So that's really how we're doing this today. I then tend to take a screenshot. In fact, I can show you it. We're going to come on to all this in a minute, how we're doing this in Ecam. But this would be typically like one of those questions that I came up with. And all I've done is I've screenshotted it. And you'll see in a minute how we're bringing this into Ecam. And I can apply the same border, shadow, round edges, and let it come in. So I'm seeing the question over there first. I'm taking a screenshot of it, And then you're going to see in a few minutes how we bring this into Ecamm and actually turn this into part of our video. So within minutes, you can find some potential videos that you could be quickly recording to. These aren't ones that I'm thinking, right, I need to get 3 cameras in, I need some B-roll, I need to study this to be able to give a good video back from it. Yes, there's a place for those, absolutely. But this is a style of video that you can just get some quick content up, and it's going to serve your audience. It's going to help you practice, working these muscles. And I reckon build up a really good library, actually, that you've already seen 2 very similar questions that were there within a few hours of each other about that HDMI. Well, if I've recorded it and maybe I've kept a little spreadsheet being nice and organized, and I can go, oh, that question, I made a video about that the other day. Bang, there you go. There's your reply. So I'm really liking this, and we're genuinely finding that they're working as well. Owen was doing some stats before I went off to Creator Camp, and he said actually one of the videos that I had just made that was doing this was actually our 2nd most popular video that week. So it isn't like they're just rubbish and no one's going to view these things. They can actually get put in front of people, and that was as appearing in people's browse. So YouTube's putting it in front of people that either like me or they like YouTube, and is suggesting that this would be a good video for them. So this is just one type of video that you can make for YouTube, but I reckon it absolutely needs to be in your toolkit. And you could just come on here, assuming you've got comments, or as I say, if you don't have a YouTube channel with comments like this yet, you could be pulling them in from other places. But I reckon when people start to realize that you respond to their questions and you're making videos out of them, you're actually encouraging people to get involved and to feed you some questions back. Okay? And we're always trying to come at this from our viewers' perspective. So when you think, what is it that's sending them to Google? What is this pain that they're struggling with? We're trying to come up with a video that is very quickly going to get to the point and answer it and get them up and running. All right. So that's the first part. We're going to come up with a video. So you could, if you're watching it in the replay, you could pause it here and go and do this work. You guys that are on with me live right now, you're going to have to come back to this bit. But I really encourage you, go and have a look wherever your audience are. Can you find some questions? Or if you don't have that audience yourself, can you go and see where the same audience are asking questions on somebody else's channel? Maybe a competitor that you can look down the questions they're getting asked, and just be inspired, be fed as to what you could be doing. Now, the next thing I want you to do is, once you've come up with that initial idea for a video, I want you to think of a follow-up video. If somebody has enjoyed the video that we're just making here, then where can we send them afterwards? Because I think it's a real shame to have gone to all this work and we've got someone to come and, they've watched our video and they're like, he's a really nice guy. I can't believe he's just helped me with that. I've been fighting with it for hours. Do we just want to at the end go, right, thank you. Hope you found that good. And then leave them to it. And then you know what's going to happen, because videos are going to get suggested at the end by YouTube if you don't do it. And what's the chances that YouTube's going to go, well, they search for this, so here's a competitor's video that's also answering it. And now they're gone. Now you've just sent them off to a competitor. Isn't it better to be able to say, right, this person who had this question and I've just helped them with their HDMI streaming, where can I send them next? Is there a very natural follow-on that I could send them to? And actually, where I would encourage you is to, can you actually take it up a step and impress them with something that they didn't even know was a thing? Now, I was just thinking as I was prepping for this, I don't want to, hopefully it doesn't make any noise when I'm doing it, but this Shure microphone, this has been a really good video of ours. We've actually done not only a review, but a setup video on it. Now, we've only just recorded this week another setup video that I think just went live an hour or two ago. Another strategy that we're not talking about today, but I just thought afterwards, do you know what would be really cool? When we were away at Creator Camp, Katie had got one of these and she'd got it all styled out. It was in a pearlescent purple color and a purple filter on the front here. And I thought, that's probably the sort of thing somebody interested in this microphone wouldn't even know was a thing, that you can actually, did you know you can customize it and change all the colors on it? What about the stand, the arm that it's on? You know, I touch on that in the video, but maybe there's a follow-on video that I'm trying to keep them on my channel. And if they can watch multiple videos of mine, then more and more touch points, you know, those of you that are into sales and marketing will know this kind of, what is it, like a minimum of 7 contacts before someone's going to buy from you? Well, let's get them through your videos. Let's get them building up this know, like, and trust with you. And YouTube's going to reward you as well, because it's going to say, okay, when somebody landed on this video, they stayed on YouTube and watched more videos. So let's send more people to their videos. Honestly, this is the kind of stuff, if you're sending people off or they just disappear at the end of your video, it all goes into that algorithm to work out whether YouTube's going to rank you or not. Is this good? So what have we done? We've got one video. We've thought of a second video. And all this can be happening in a matter of minutes. You know, we've gone to our comments. Oh, there's a video that I could do a question on. And then you're going to see, we're going to come in a minute to scripting. And that really is where you're starting to plan this out and thinking where you're going to go. Right. So these don't need to be long videos. Again, I mentioned it earlier. We're thinking always about our customer, the viewer. And if they're frustrated with this, they don't want to watch some long video where I, you know, touch on it halfway through and then carry on talking for 10 minutes. So these videos are quick and punchy. They're just answering a question, letting people get on, or hopefully going and watching the next video of ours. All right. So scripting. Hope this is all right. Thanks, Tracy. Conscious I'm going quite a pace over here. I'm kind of getting ramped up for this now. So scripting. And I'm not talking here about a word for word script. I'm thinking, you know, we're ready to make this video. What should we be saying? And so what we've done, there's a link in the description, and I think Owen can pop it into the chat as well, that we've just put together. We've actually put a link in here. There's quite a few goodies that are in a Google Doc that you can have for free. There's I'll tell you in a minute. The thing we want at the minute is this script outline, just to help you out with this. And I want you to see how simple this is. So there's a bit of a guideline over here. So the link in the chat will take you over to a, thank you, Owen, that will send you over to a Google Doc. It's just a registration. Just pop in an email and you can come over to that. But what we've got on here, this is an ideal script layout. In this video, I'm going to show you how. So notice that there isn't any, in fact, let me work from this example one down here. We're not doing a big, hey, I'm Adrian Salisbury, and I've been helping hundreds of people look more professional on video. And if that's something that's important to you, we'll talk to you about that later and give you an offer. And then I hit a little stinger and you watch this little 5-second thing of me on stage and everything else. The customer's like, I don't care about that stuff. I wanted to know about HDMI. So we really are trying to fast track through this and just go, and it's really important to catch people in that first couple of seconds. There's a massive drop off in your videos when people land on your video and they're just deciding whether this is right for them or not. So we are literally straight into this. You'll notice I'm not even mentioning my name because people don't care. So, and we just got to accept that. In this video, I'm going to show you how to make a commentary video. Right, and then what I'm going to do, let me just demo this through because I've actually put this together. Well, I'll read it through first. Thank you to Sheila for the question. Let's look at this. So that's as much as the script is really. I've thought about this, and this was an actual video that we did, although she wasn't called Sheila. I want to show you two ways to do this. One might be if you're commentating on your own video. Secondly, if you were commentating on somebody else's. And then I get into it and I'm just talking and I'm explaining through. I don't need a script for the next bit. And then at the end, this is a bit optional really. I hope you found that helpful. If you did, please give us a thumbs up. Remember, this video came from a viewer's question. So if you've got any questions for me, please comment below. You could be the star of my next video. And then the where do I link them next? Now I used a camera overlay in this example, but I didn't really demonstrate how versatile they are. If you'd like to learn more about overlays, why don't you head over and watch this video now? Okay, so dead simple, really to the point and straight in there. And what we've done is to show you how you can do this inside of Ecamm. And you might notice, well, I'll come back to that. I was going to show with color-coded bits, and it all kind of works for Ecamm. Now, if you're in Ecamm, and you really should be, if you're in Ecamm, I've put a link in that description. That same link inside that Google Doc, there is a Ecamm profile in there, and I don't know if everybody knows this, but inside of Ecamm, you can have multiple profiles. So when I'm talking in my Ecamm Live Academy, I've got a profile and it's all branded to that. When I'm doing my Zoom calls, I've got another profile and it's branded and works for that. And what I've done here is to create a profile for you for working these scenes. So if I just come into my live demo mode a minute, you'll see that up in there's a little bit extra in here. You get the bit that's in the folder. This is just for me to work today. But it says down here, quick YouTube videos. There is a thumbnail scene. There's a front. There's a question. There's a title. There's a share screen. And there's an end card. And let me just show you what that looks like. I want you to be able to see it on the screen. So thumbnail, first of all. We can put this on screen and let this play for a few seconds. And then afterwards, we can just simply do a screen capture. And that will allow us to get this thumbnail sorted. We have put in the links, a link off to a Canva template. Owen's been doing all this for you, so thank you to Owen. But we've actually we've made this quite simple in here, that you can just change this text over here. You obviously don't want a picture of me in yours, but I'll talk about that in a second. And then it just looks quite simply like you've got some questions stacking up there. And again, in Ecamm, I need to just, I'm clicking the wrong one. The background is locked, so I need to unlock the background. And what it will let me do, this is just a shape in the background, and I can adjust this gradient. So I could go to any other color that I wanted down here. And this is yours. We're giving you this for free. So you can just go in and change these colors around to suit you and whatever your branded colors are. Okay. So you can do this and you can change your thumbnail, and all we're doing is really trying to match in there on whatever question it is somebody is asked. So that's the first scene that you get. Then you come to front, and that's just your camera, because this is how you're going to start your video off. As I say, we're not doing intros. It's not a live. This is a recorded video. So we literally are straight into this. In this video, I'm going to show you, and off you go. Now, I've put another couple of scenes in here. One's called question. So this is when I am bringing in that question. And I can just grab another one. There's an option now in Ecamm that says replace asset. So I could go off and I could find my next question, replace it in here, and it's going to do all this nice, put an edge around it, do the animation, all the cool stuff. This is why I'm saying you really should be in Ecamm to be doing this. And all I've done is to put again, you'll see this when you download it. And by all means, download this, play with it, break it, and then you can have another copy of it, download it again. All right, but you'll start to see that what I'm doing here, that we've just put a colored wash over this one. And on this scene here on the camera, I've just blurred it. So it just kind of gives a feel that I'm in the background and something's happening up in front. And then that was where my question came on. That was on here. And then I've created another scene for you, which is called title. It is exactly the same in the background. And again, if you don't like black, that is just a rectangle overlay that you can go into and change the color to whatever is on brand for you, or just take it out altogether. I just think it's quite a nice way to do it. And on this one, in my overlays, in that video, I just mentioned that there were two different things. So I want to look firstly if you want to commentate on your own video, and I'll come out of live demo so you can see it. You know, maybe you want to commentate on somebody else's video. Okay, so we've gone from this, and one of the other things that I've given to you, I'm throwing it away today. We've actually done this Stream Deck is super useful for this. And what I've done, this is slightly modified from my live today, but this along here that talks about your thumbnail. I can't read it on here. And then your front window, your question, your title, and then these down here are the two overlays. So if I just demo this, I'm going to click on the title slide. It's going to come over to here, and then I can press the overlay button, number 1. Haven't hooked this up. That would have made this come up. So we can make this really slick, and that is the whole point of this. And this is, once you've got this profile, and you can take it, modify it, make it your own, and then go back into your other profile for your regular stuff. But when you come to make one of these videos, you just pop open this profile that's already styled and customized. We're setting up a playlist on our YouTube channel with your questions answered, so that there's a consistent theme, and all the videos are going to look the same. They'll have the same thumbnails. They'll have the same end cards. Can you see how you can absolutely get this done in under an hour? Thank you, Martin. Saying nice, clean button. Yeah. And actually, Martin, thank you for reminding me of this, because I nearly forgot. So notice I've got colors up here. Yellows or kind of orange are my scenes. And then my overlays are in this darker red color. And if I go back to that script outline, notice that I've also got colors up here. So when I'm saying I'm starting it off and I'm on this, in this video, I'm going to show you how to do this. And then that's my visual cue. As I'm looking at this script, I go, thank you, Sheila, for your question. And I know that that's taken me over then to my question scene to come in on over there. And then the two red ones are commentating on your own videos or commentating on someone else's. So can you see how we can get this really slick? And that's the key to it. If you want to be able to churn out videos with minimal effort, it just takes a bit of preparation like this. And again, that's telling me this last one here that I haven't touched on yet is getting to our end card. And firstly, I mentioned earlier on, we don't want to send somebody off to a competitor's video or just off leaving YouTube. We want them to stay watching our videos, and YouTube wants them to stay watching our videos. So what happens at the end of every YouTube video is you get an option to put a 20-second end card. And on that end card, and it literally could just lay it over the front of this video here. And what you'll find is that you get, like, people have just a little pop-up video that shows the next one. So in that 20 seconds, I can point people to another video, to a playlist, to another channel. So when we're talking here about where we're going to send people in that last, at the end of our video, I've put an end card in here that when I press it, it's going to give me 20 seconds that I'm talking away and I'm saying about, I hope you enjoyed that. I mentioned earlier about this video that I'd like you to watch next, and why don't you check it out over there? Now, what I've done on this one, and I'll pause that for a second, I've put a timer in this so that what you're going to see is that a video is going to sit over the top of that timer, but it allows me while I'm recording it, and it doesn't end or stop recording after 20 seconds. It'll just, well, I can leave it there. It'll just get to naught and stop. And you'll also see that where the subscribe animation is, we're going to put over there a little subscribe icon as well. So again, this is doing all the work for us, and editing and the final bit, it becomes very easy. All right. I hope you're liking this. Good. Sharon, Catherine, thank you. Fantastic. Right, let me get back. I do have some notes. So yes, Stream Deck, I've told you about that. Definitely recommend it. If again, you're trying to fast track this, it's much quicker and easier and slicker than me trying to find my cursor and land it on the next scene. I can just have a nice color-coded button. Black Friday's not that far away. I bet these will be discounted. You don't need a big beastie XL model like this. You can see I'm only using half the buttons. You can absolutely get the 50, not much over $100, I believe, or certainly would be available at that. Really useful tool to have, if nothing else, for doing these types of videos. And you get a Stream Deck profile. You can download that as well. And just what I would say then, so we're getting ready to record this video. We've thought about what video we want to make. We've thought about the follow-on video. We've considered really the scripting, and really, actually we didn't. I skimmed over that. In the scripting part of it, I know I gave you a demo there, but the way I would come at the scripting is, this is a question we're responding to. So how would you reply to somebody in person that was asking you this question? If, one of the options that we came up to above there was, maybe this isn't in person. Maybe it's a question that someone says to you, and I talk about using this equipment, and someone says, oh, I can't get on with a microphone. I never get a decent sound out of it. And I think, really? Okay, I need to make a video on this. Well, how would I answer that person? Maybe it's Mike, who's right here in front of me in the chat. Maybe it was Mike that made me this comment. How would I answer him? Would I go, well, hang on a minute, Mike. Let me just show you the software. Have you definitely got it downloaded? Is it connected like this? Have you got these options saved in the app? So it should become very logical. We shouldn't be sitting going, oh, how do I need to do this when I script it? Yes, we've put those starting bits on just to make sure you're not waffling too much and you're straight into telling people what you're going to do. But then when you get into the meat of it, really, and you're demonstrating this issue, that's really, try and think, how would I explain this? What would I need? Do I need images, or would I point to a video, or maybe an online instruction book? Do I need to do a screen share? This is when you can have that prepped up in advance. And then I would definitely practice this through before you hit record. Just, okay, I'm going to take them from there to there to there. Likely this is only like a 5-minute video, so it shouldn't be too much work to run through this. So we're there, we're ready to go, and we're trying to get this as concise as possible, a video. One thing, we've sorted a thumbnail. Now, I just showed you there the thumbnail that I'm using. Oh, it's changed color, hasn't it? It becomes very easy. So this is just an asset on the side here, and I think I might have... yeah, this is one that came from Ecam when we were putting this through, having to play with this. I've forgotten his name. I feel really bad. But if you have a look, on your phone, it becomes very easy for you to take a photo of yourself. If you got an iPhone, it becomes very easy for me to take a photo of myself. Okay, pull it up like this, and then all I got to do is touch on that photo and see that it turns that out, and I can say share and save the image. And what that's just done, as quick as that, is to create a image of me without a background. And so how quick and easy could I mean, obviously we're also here on our computer, so I could be doing it here. But I love how it can do that and cut that background out. And I could be making those videos going, or those images with a, what do I think to this? Or like that, or maybe it's a this or this. So you can build up a little bit of a library of some videos. So again, it's making it quite easy that when you get to the actual thumbnail that you're about to make, you're just going to drop a picture of you over the top of that picture of me and take me out. All right, do it again, Sharon. What do you mean? How we did that? Was it a bit quick? So that was a photo that I just took of myself on my phone, and I press it like that, and it says, what do I want to do with it? It's going to be a bit hard doing this backwards. I can click share, and I can say, whoop, save photo. And then look, it's just made a photo of me cut out that I could very easily drop that up and stick it onto my window here. In fact, I could just ping the thing up right now, just to prove my point. Where's it gone? It's pinging, it's coming somewhere. There it is. Show in Finder. And just for you, there's my cut out picture that you could put at the side of that thumbnail. Okay. I went the wrong way. Right. You get the idea. Come back to me, Sharon, if you want to know more about that. So we're going to sort that thumbnail out. We're going to record. So we're straight in with our front scene. You saw me doing it then. We can cut back across then to bring their question on if you want to. You could, if you've got topics that you want to be able to run through, point number 1 is going to be this. Point number 2 is going to be that. If you want to have your screen share and be able to cut across to that, mine at the minute is over here. You know, if I was explaining if I was walking through setting something up in YouTube and I'm working through. Now, this is a nice feature as well, is when you're doing a screen share in Ecamm, I can actually right click on it or right using the right side of this. I can zoom in on this and I can move it around. So if I was, and we'll be doing it in a minute, when I show you the editing and I want to be able to cut in over to that side of the window, rather than leaving this really small for people to see, I can actually just pull this across and do it like this and move this thing around. And you know, like we would do this in editing normally. And if you watch one of my tutorials on Ecamm, for instance, when I'm saying, right, click up there at the top, when we're editing it, we're zooming up to that top corner. Well, I can kind of do that now. We're not going to go into an editor with this. The whole point, this is a really quick, this is going to go straight out of Ecamm into YouTube, and we're going to use the editor quickly over there. And I'm just spotted time. I need to keep moving. But you can actually, we can cut out the pauses in between the video. So why don't you say, you know, maybe we're doing our screen share. And I'm saying, right, so let's imagine it's back here. And I say, right, so first thing you need to do is to click on that dashboard link over on the left. I can pause. I could come over to here. And then I could actually carry on and I can click on this button over, not on the Ecamm. I could click on this button over here. Ecamm will zoom in and it will show my mouse. I can adjust the size of my mouse in Ecamm as well. It can respond to when I click, it does a little pulse on there as well. So you can do that and just cut into it, pause, knowing that we're going to take that section out afterwards. Right. Before I get lost in this. So that's my little tip for recording it. When you've done your recording, and as I say, this isn't like doing a live. I haven't got an audience of people that are sitting watching. So if I have a bit of a brain freeze, I can either just go sit here like this, and I know that we're going to see those silent bits, or as I say, if you need to zoom in and out. So the pressure's off. Don't worry about taking, you know, sitting for a few seconds and just gathering your thoughts. As long as you try to stay still, because we want to be able to cut straight from one to the other. All right. Now, when you finish this and you hit end and stop recording, your window will say to you, what do you want to do? Do you want to see the file? Do you want to send it to Descript? or do you want to upload it to YouTube? And for once, for years, I've looked at this thinking, who's ever going to upload it straight to YouTube? But now I'm doing it. So you can click that. You can send it straight up to YouTube. It will take a few minutes for it to process and come in. And while that's doing that, you could be looking at your local copy and you could be just taking that thumbnail from the start video. So all you're going to do with that is literally open up that file, Control-Shift-4, drag over it, and you've created yourself a thumbnail. Marilu, the zoom trick. Yeah, let me show you. If I come back into my live demo, all I'm doing down here, so you can see my cursor. I've got deliberately a nice big red cursor on this screen. But when I was just doing that and I was in that screen share mode, so when my cursor's down here, I'm moving this window. But when my cursor's up here in Ecamm and on the right side of my mouse or with my trackpad, it lets me zoom in and out like this. And if again, I keep my finger on that side, I can just move it around like this. You can't do this if you've brought a screen share overlay in. It only works, and this is why I do quite like doing a screen share as its own window. So that might be something you've got stuck on, but if you're trying to do this with a screen share overlay, it won't let you. So let it be the source of your window as a screen share, and it will absolutely let you zoom in and out. Okay. So we've uploaded our video, it's processing, we've had a look at our thumbnail. Now we can do some editing, and let's just show you on here. What are we doing? Let's start over here. Whoop, where's that one gone? It's now showing you more than... It didn't know what scene to go to. There we go. Right. So I just uploaded one earlier, this one here that still says Ecamm Live. This one here, right? Okay, so it's totally unlisted. I just thought rather than waiting, trying to let this 5-minute video upload, I'll commit it this way around. So when I click on it over here, you can see that this is exactly what I've just been talking about. So when I come, and why have I not got, I'm not sure this is going to work with the audio. It's not for some reason. Hang on a second. Ecamm isn't giving me system audio. Right, let's see if that works. No. Right. I've got a bit of a bug here. That doesn't seem to be playing my system audio out of this. But what I was just going to show you, this is exactly what I've been saying, is that there's my thumbnail and then it comes straight into me. I brought the question on. I'm doing a screen share because I'm setting this up. And then towards the end of it, it comes onto this countdown. All right. So I am genuinely doing this. And what I can do then, let's zoom out a little bit on here. And this is what I'm saying. Down this left side is an editor. Now it is basic. But what we can do is, this is our video. This is the timeline that runs along the bottom. We can zoom in and out on this. So the more I zoom in, the wider it's being spread out, and it allows me to fine tune the cutting down here. But if I click on, and notice, look, we've got options. There's a few, we can blur it, or we can add a blur to a part of it if we wanted to. We can add audio from here. That was something else I was going to say, actually, is we put audio on some of our bigger videos very subtly, but you don't need to be worrying about things like that in this. It really is just a simple, quick answer to somebody's question. So we're in a minute going to come back to the end card, but let's just click trim and cut. And this is confusing because when you click it, it looks like all you can do is trim the start and the end. What you can actually do if you click a new cut is that it will put a cut inside. And then what I can do, let me just try and zoom you in a little bit so you can see what I'm doing down in this corner. What I can do is I can grab the edges of this. And this is why you would want to zoom in more so that it actually becomes closer detail. And I'm saying, right, from the start. So now when I click to play on the start, it'll still show the chunk that I've cut out, but it's going to jump straight across it and jump to there. Right, so watch this. So it just jumps straight across to me saying in this video, all right, I can keep, so if I like that, I tick it, and then I can work my way through the video. So I can come through here, and whenever I think, right, I need to do another cut, I just click new cut, and I set it for the bit that I want to do, and I just click play before. Am I happy with it? All right, so I go through there, and if I'm happy with that cut, I tick it, and I'm just going through this, tidying it up. You can see that when I get to the end here, now I finished a little bit earlier, doesn't matter. I'm just going to drag that end into when it stops being awkward with me sitting staring. And then when I've finished it, I would click tick on all these, and then it will take save, and it will change it up. Now, where's it gone? Oh, that threw me out. It's actually a different video. Same ending. So this was another one that I made before that I just want to show you. This is one that I've tidied up in here, and it's actually live because I want to show you the end card and just demonstrate how this works. So if I zoom back up over here, a little bit further out, so you'll see down in my timeline down here that these are coming in towards the end, and I can time these. So when that's going through, so it's showing me that it could have been as much as that, but it puts this little box over the front, which is the area that I'm able to play in. Watch what happens. I know you can't hear that in this, but I want you to see that's how they come in. So that's the little subscribe icon that I could put anywhere in this space, but I've just created this template, and you've now got this template that will put that there. And look, that was where, if I just pull this marker back, that was where our timer was underneath it. So this is what I'm saying to you. We've pushed that up there. Again, you can adjust these in size a little bit. We've set it to kind of there-ish. So that will mean that then, and I'm going to discard the changes because this is a live video. So you can do this afterwards. But then we're adding it into a playlist. Becomes quite easy. We've uploaded our thumbnail. This is a really quick, easy way for you to create some content that is absolutely relevant because your audience have asked you for it. I could sit here in a day and easily create 5 or 6 of these like this. Doesn't take me long to think up the idea, or I'm just looking down the comments that I do anyway, and I go, oh, there's one, screenshot it. Let's open up my script. What do I think I want to say? How am I going to explain it? Where could I send them afterwards? And it's not critical. We could still, if afterwards you go, I wish I'd have thought of that one. It's not the end of the world, and you can actually change it anyway. Then I come into here. I open up Ecam using this profile. I can just drop in that different question. I can change the title around in that thumbnail, and I go for it. I save it out. I send it up to YouTube. I clip those bits out. I bring in my thumbnail. And how mad is that? That this has been one of the biggest challenges when I hear people talking about this. That how do I come up with content? And I got so many ideas, or I haven't got any ideas, or I've made videos and people aren't responding to them. I'm not saying these are the only videos for you to make, but I think this is a fantastic way for you to create some content, get started, knowing that it is actually what your audience are wanting. And maybe this leads to some of those bigger videos that you're going to make as well. So I'm just going to come to the chat. That's me pretty much done, unless I missed anything. Do fire away if you've got anything. So should you have scenes set up in advance before recording in YouTube, or just record and edit later? So hopefully, Joshua, we've answered that one and you've seen how we're using it. So really, by having this all prepped and ready to go, the only editing you're doing is just the start and end, and potentially bits in the middle when you listen to it through where you've maybe made a little mistake. And again, one of the beauties of editing this straight away is it'll be a bit fresh to you, because you'll be going, hang on a minute, I know there's a bit up here where I said it wrong. And you can just cut it out and away you go. And you can zoom. I know it's pretty basic, but you can zoom well in on that timeline, and you can adjust it slightly so it should fit in pretty well. Yep. Fantastic. Look at that, what Mike's saying then. So just made a quick video about best presentation app. Mike, I would encourage you, we were just talking about this in our one of our support calls yesterday. This presentation app, a great way to get in front of people is like what I'm doing here with Ecam or with Kajabi. What somebody using that app, what might they be struggling with? And I don't know what it is in this case, but is it about bringing in files, or how to do this, or how should you save it? Or you could make, again, a whole series of questions about it. Maybe you go to the app's website or channel and see what questions are being asked over there. Potentially, you can absolutely own a bit of software like this where you become recognized as the authority on it. I think it's fantastic, and clearly there's a lot of people, over 7,000 people that that's just the best one. So now where are they going to go now? Okay, so this app, I'm going to go and check it out. And maybe they download it and do a trial, and they're getting a bit stuck with things. So can you see, Mike, how this can work, and for other people as well? Love it. Yeah, good stuff. This is good. I'm loving seeing some familiar faces here as well. Yeah, absolutely go back through the replay, and I'm trying to keep this within an hour. Paul and Val, my stars. Good job you're not flying. Team Souls, thank you very much. Yeah, million ideas for videos that I'll be doing when I get back. Right, I'm going to hold you to that, Val. Everybody in the Ecam Academy group, I want you to hold Val accountable. This is the thing, and maybe just literally start at the top of those comments if you've got comments or questions that you can think of. Just pick one or two off and get started. But this is like anything, like starting, video editing or anything like that is hard unless you're doing it regularly. And just having a go at this, I reckon it's a great way to go. So remember to check out, there is a link down below in the description to these free assets. So you'll drop it in, and all you got to do with that Ecam profile, I should have explained, you can just click it and open it, or you drag it onto your current version of Ecamm, and it will create a new profile. It'll put all of these scenes in. You can watch back through this video. The same with the Stream Deck. Click it and open it, and it'll come up with those buttons. You will just need to link them up. Shout if you're stuck with that. And finally, do remember, come and join me next Wednesday. Have a look down below. Really want to... I'm so passionate about YouTube and wanting to get everyone I talk to that's talking to me about marketing and trying to get in front of new customers. I keep saying, get on YouTube. It's an incredible way. You know, we're doing it right now. And it's this kind of giving you a position of authority and credibility. You know, Mike suddenly comes back with all these questions, all these tutorials about this app. All of a sudden, Mike's the go-to guy for it. And you know, we've all got our favorite YouTubers that we want to know their opinion on something. I just think this is so powerful that you could create this and have this kind of influence. So Wednesday, I'm going to be talking deeper about that. You know, all the benefits that I see, why you should be absolutely all in on YouTube. Definitely going into 2024. So have a look before you leave the channel. Why don't you just go and set a reminder to come and join me over there on Wednesday. If you can't make that, we'll be back next Friday. But thank you so much. I've really enjoyed it, and I hope you've got some whetted your appetite a bit to have a go at YouTube. And yeah, thank you so much. All the best. I'm going to leave it there. Bye.